गणानां त्वा गणपतिगं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पतान शृण्वन्नोतिभिस्सीदसादनम् ॐ श्रीमहागणपतये नमः। सरस्वत्यै नमो नित्यं भद्रकाल्यै नमो नमः। वेदवेदान्तवेदाङ्ग विद्यास्थानेभ्यैव च सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। व्यासं वसिष्ठनप्तारं शक्तेः पौत्रमकल्मषं पराशरात्मजं वन्दे शुकतातं तपोनिधिं। व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः। चतुर्वदनो ब्रह्मा द्विबाहुरपरो हरिः अभाललोचनः शम्भुः भगवान् बादरायणः भगवान् बादरायणः। ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। We'll read from 85th Sutra, 85th. अनुकृतेस्त्स्य च अपि च स्मर्यते शब्दादेव प्रमितः हृद्यपेक्षया तु मनुष्याधिकारत्वात् तदुपर्यपि बादरायणः संभवात्। विरोधः कर्मणि इति चेत् न अनेक प्रतिपत्तेर्दर्शनात् शब्द इति चेत् न अतः प्रभवात् प्रत्यक्षानुमानाभ्याम् We will read page 321, last line. किं च इदं शब्दप्रभवत्वं ब्रह्मप्रभवत्ववत् उपादानकारणाभिप्रायेण उच्यते। कथं तर्हि स्थिते वाचकात्मना नित्ये शब्दे नित्यार्थसंबंधिनी शब्द व्यवहार योग्यार्थ व्यक्ति निष्पत्ति अतः प्रभवः इत्युच्यते। कथं पुनः अवगम्यते शब्दात् प्रभवति जगदिति प्रत्यक्षानुमानाभ्याम् प्रत्यक्षं हि श्रुतिः प्रामाण्यं प्रति अनपेक्षत्वात् अनुमानं स्मृतिः प्रामाण्यं प्रति सापेक्षत्वात् ते हि शब्दपूर्वां सृष्टिं दर्शयतः एत इति वै प्रजापतिः देवान् असृजत् असृगमिति मनुष्यनिन्दव इति पितृस्तरपवित्रमिति ग्रहानाशव इति स्तोत्रं विश्वानिति शस्त्रम् अभिसौभगेतन्याः प्रजाः इति श्रुतिः तथान्यत्रापि स मनसा वाचं मिथुनं समभवत् इत्यादिना तत्र तत्र शब्दपूर्विका सृष्टिः श्राव्यते स्मृतिरपि अनादिनिधना नित्या वाग् उत्सृष्टा स्वयंभुवा आदौ वेदमयी दिव्या यतः सर्वाः प्रवृत्तयः इति उत्सर्गोऽप्ययं वाचः संप्रदाय प्रवर्तनात्मकः द्रष्टव्यः अनादिनिधनाय अन्यादृशस्य उत्सर्गस्य असंभवात् तथा नाम रूपं च भूतानां कर्मणां च प्रवर्तनम् वेद शब्देभ्यः एवादौ निर्ममे स महेश्वरः इति सर्वेषां तु स नामानि कर्माणि च पृथक् पृथक् वेद शब्देभ्यः एवादौ पृथक् संस्थाश्च निर्मिमे इति च अपि च चिकीर्षितम् अर्थम् अनुतिष्ठन्तस्य वाचकं शब्दम् पूर्वं स्मृत्वा पश्चात्तमर्थम् अनुतिष्ठतीति सर्वेषां न प्रत्यक्षमेतत् तथा प्रजापतेः अपि सृष्टुः सृष्टेः पूर्वं वैदिकाः शब्दा मनसि प्रादुर्बभूवुः पश्चात् तद् अनुगतानर्थान् ससर्जयति गम्यते तथा च श्रुतिः स भूरिति व्याहरन् स भूमिमसृजत इति एवम् आदिका भूरादिशब्देभ्यः एव मनसि प्रादुर्भूतेभ्यः भूरादिलोकान् दृष्टान् दर्शयति. Okay, let's say something. We were seeing the Devata Prakaran. In this Devata Prakaran, the topic was that Devatas have body or not. Because the topic was that they will also be able to know the self by the knowledge. Topic of the last Adhikaran was Pramitadhikaranam, in which the topic was about the Angushtamatra Purusha. And in that topic section we saw that one has to contemplate on the consciousness which is of the shape of the thumb. Now that question arose that this shape of the thumb, is it for the human being or it is only for the Devatas also for the Devatas? Then answer was given that the qualification is defined as Arthi, Samarthi and Shastran Aparyudastha. he is having a desire. Number 2, he has a capacity. And number 3, which is not negated by the Shastra. So devatas have the desire because they are also unfulfilled, because external enjoyment cannot fulfill anybody. Second point about Samarthi, it was mentioned that they also have the qualification. Why? Because they need not go for the Upanayana and ritual, because they are of the nature of Vedas only. And they can directly start with Shravan Manana Nididhyasan, as is seen in Chandogya Upanishad, Indra, Prakhyan, etc. Then this topic came, Purpaksh came, that Devatas cannot have body. How? Then the Purpaksh gave the point, 1-2 points he started giving. Why Devatas cannot have the body. This is called Devatadikaranam, which we were seeing since last few sessions. Tad upari api badarayana sambhavat. So, it is badarayana sambhavat means it is said here. First argument was Purpaksh gave, virodha karmani iti. It will be opposition if devatas, it will have virod with the karma. Why virod? Because if they are doing with the, they are also doing karma kand, then who will take the ahuti? Then answer to that was given that anek pratipatte darshanat, they can have many bodies simultaneously, concurrently, and they can also take the ahuti. And second reason was given that like some Brahman takes namaskar of many yajman, therefore even seated at one place they can take ahuti. Then third reason, Purpaksh came up, he said, Shabde Virodha. Shabde Virodha means Shabda Pramanyam Virodha. This is in 28th Sutra. What do you mean by say? Ved Praman will be, Ved will not be a Pramana. Why Ved won't be a Praman? Because of 2 reasons. If you say Devatas have a body, so that body will subject to Shadvikar, Asti, Jayate, Vardate, Viparinamate, Apakshyate, Nashvinashyati. 6 modification you heard from Tattva. Conception is called Asti. Then he comes out of the womb, is called born. Then Vardate, he grows. Then Viparinamate, that means modification. Then Apakshyate, decay. And ultimately Vinashyati, death. Any body, whether it is earth, whether it is sun, whether it is animal body, so Devata body is not exception. Because Jatasya Dhruva Mrityu. Tell me, Jatasya Cha Tasmad Apariharyarthe Natam Shochatum Arase. So anything which will be born will die. And therefore Devata's body will also die. Agree? If Devata body dies, then problem will be, what problem will be? Indra has died, but Indra word is remaining in the Vedas. He is saying, Purpaksh, I am repeating it, I have all told everything. Indra word remains, but Indra object dies. Then what will be the problem? Then problem will be twofold. What is there? Any word is there, but corresponding object is not there. So it will be apramanyam. Because word are revealer. Praman means revealer, which is not revealing anything. So that is useless now. So the whole Vedas will be full of those words which have no meaning, so Pramartha will not be there. So I take the name, any name, I name Supposing I give a name Samkampa. So you say, what is meaning? There is nothing like that. Then you say it's a useless word. You're blabbering. Like the child blabbers. Small children on the cradle, they keep on blabbering like that. They are blabbering some words. They also don't know what they are talking. Others also don't know what they are talking. It is called blabbering. Like that they sometimes blabber something. So because word does not have any meaning. If I say chair is not a blabbering because there's an object called chair corresponding to the word called chair. But if the Indra word is there, but there is no Indra because Indra is died. So the word will not mean a praman or a source of knowledge. Second problem will be anityatvam. When words have no meaning, slowly word also die away. Slowly, if there is no one existing, so many people came and many words, they had certain names were there. If a person has done such remarkable work, so they are alive by the work. They say he's like George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, Mahatma Gandhi. So they still live because they have done some work, remarkable work. They started some movement, Swami Vivekananda. So their work is there. So works makes the name alive. But this is one in millions and thousands of millions. Millions are there whose name also their family people also don't. Even their posterity doesn't know their name. Why? Because formed that name also goes away after some time. In your family also, at the most you will be knowing the name of your grandfather. At the most. Maybe great-grandfather. After that you don't know. And if I ask you, okay, who are the brothers of your grandfather? You don't know anything. Or who are the sisters of your grandfather? I don't know anything. Maybe one, two you may know. Because with the name, with the formed dead name also is no more. So if the Vedas are also having the name without a form, so they also will die away eventually. So two problems, apramanyam and anityatvam will be there. That means Vedas won't remain the source of proof, and second is they'll be anityatvam is impermanent. So that means Vedas are gone now. And to set this problem, answer was given ataha prabhavat. Ataha prabhavat means ataha prabhavat. It was said that, please note my point, that there is no such problem. Paurushesh Shabd and Apaurushesh Shabd, there are two kinds of Shabd. I am repeating it because this topic is not that easy to grasp. But if you grasp, it is easier. If you grasp, it is not a difficult thing. Anything is difficult as long as you don't know it properly. Or you have not practiced it properly. Even jap is difficult if you have not practiced sufficiently. If you practice, then jap is easier. Meditation is very easy if you practiced it a lot. Practice means something which you don't have to put a lot of mind. So ataha prabhavat. So I told you that this word watch, object came first and then we had named it. I give the word pressure cooker, or I give the word babies came first, then we name him. So that means it was already known. And the definition of praman is which is known only by one means of knowledge. Anadigatam. Which is already known and you are putting another word, then already it was known. So this is Paurushesh Shabd is not a praman. Paurushesh Shabd is not a praman. That means what? What name you give to an object is not the proof of its existence. I'm repeating it. Name you give to an object is not the proof of its existence, because that thing was already proved before it was named. By the eyes it was known. When the baby is born, by the eyes it is known, although name is not given. By the touch it is known. By the eyes you know baby is born. By the touch you can know baby is born. By his crying you can know baby is born. Earlier days when the hospitals were not that much, so the gents were to stand outside. And what is it called? Midwife, no? Midwife. So how did they know that the baby is born? So they used to cry. In the room, the delivery was given, and the people in the house were there. And it was all very, what shall I say, undeveloped means of delivery. It was not very developed. Therefore, many mothers used to die. Many mothers and many babies also used to pass away during that, because not sufficient equipments were there and deliveries were in the house. And the local ways were there. Local ways. What these people use. Some were unhygienic. Infections used to come. So Dr. Bhima also told that one mother died when he was helping in delivery of that. I asked him once. He said somewhere it happened. Anyway, that is another topic. Paurushe Shabda Praman is not a Praman. That means because some name is existing, it does not mean object is there. Oh, see, this is a very big point. Because some name is existing, therefore it doesn't mean that object is there. That object may not be there even if the name is existing. Like dragon is there. A dragon is a human made name. That doesn't mean the object is there. It doesn't mean object is there because the name is existing. Maybe once upon a time dragon may be there, but today there is no dragon. Or vampire is there. Not umpire. Vampire. Vampire is there. Huh? Werewolves? 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 What is it? Half wolf? Okay, I don't know. There is no Praman for that because such a name exists. There is no proof that such a thing exists. It may be some fairy thing, maybe sometimes somebody else says. See what point. Because some name has been said, it doesn't mean it exists. Human made name is not a proof. Very important point. Eyes are the proof of form. Eyes are Praman, but because other than eyes, nothing can see it. This is called anadigatam. Eyes only can see. If you say, no, that I have seen it, that boy was standing outside the gate, blue color jersey he had put on. So everybody has to believe, yes, you have seen, I have seen directly. What? Anything. Sure. So, that when I say I had seen it, eyes have seen. Because there is no other means of knowledge other than eyes to see. If you use another means of knowledge, there will be ambiguity. Somebody says, no, I heard that he is here. Still, whether you saw or you heard, well, I heard from somebody he is there. I'm not sure, but I overheard that he is there. There will be always an element of little doubt. But if you say, no, I saw, or he says, no, I saw there, So any means of knowledge should be anadigatam, asandigdam, abadhitam. Don't forget this. Try to master these areas. You will be very firm in your knowledge. Okay. So Laukik Shabda Praman is not a Praman. If somebody says this name is there, therefore object may exist, object may not exist. May exist means there was Sandigdhita is there. There's ambiguity. Getting my point? There's ambiguity in the existence of a certain thing. So what will be anadigatam, adigatam, and that it can be known from other Praman also has known it. So there is ambiguity. Sandigdhita, it is there, not there, I don't know. It is there, not there, I don't know. This is one point. So Paurushe Shabda Praman is there. Now what is said here, Paurushe Shabda Praman is there. A very, Brahma Sutra goes very interesting. If you can get the tuning with that Brahma Sutra, very hidden points are brought out, which you will cherish in the time to come. So here it is said it is not like that. From the word the object came out. And therefore, I had mentioned two sambandh, Sanketik sambandh and Autpattik sambandh. What is the meaning of Sanketik sambandh? Sanketik sambandh means anitya shabdasya anitya arthena anitya sambandha. Some impermanent name of any impermanent object. When you create an impermanent relation of the name and object, then it is called Sanketik sambandh. Baby was born, so there was a time baby was not there. So that is an impermanent baby. Then I gave the name of that baby. I gave the name, say, Dinesh, I gave the name. So this Dinesh also was impermanent. That baby also was impermanent. Between two impermanent, relation of name and the form is given. Therefore, the relation will also be impermanent. That this baby's name is Dinesh. It will be impermanent because once baby becomes human being, becomes older person, and then it passes away, so that relation is no more existing. Then you will say, no, that Dinesh is no more now. There is no relationship because this object is not there. What is the relation now? Because Sanketik sambandh. Try to get this. I don't know, you take some time to revise it. Always a good student will go back in his room and at least give half an hour, 15 minutes. Just go through your notes. Once let it go through your system. Give time to yourself. So you have what work you have. You can go in your room and try to think that. What is Autpattikam sambandha? Nitya shabdasya nitya arthena sah sambandha. Something eternally existing, and you give an eternal name given of something eternally existing. That eternal relationship is called Autpattik sambandha. Very important points are there. Try to imbibe, catch it, assimilate it as much as possible. As much as possible. Very good it will be that you go through your notes once, again I am repeating. Some eternal object is there. Of that eternal object, the name was eternal of that object. And the relation between two eternal object and the name is also eternal. So three things are eternal. This relationship is not called Sanketik sambandh. It is called Autpattikam sambandha. If you are ready, I am going ahead now. Now, this Bhashyakar, rather Ved Vyas Bhagwan said, your reverence for Bhagwan Veda Vyas and your reverence for Bhagwan Bhashyakar will increase after you read all these things. You know what work they did, and that too, this work Brahma Sutra, 6,000 years back. 5,000, 6,000. At the time when printing medium was not there, printing media was not there. How they sustained this in the leaves they had written these things. These sutras, we are living in the Palmer leaves were there. Or they had by hearted it. And today, after so many years, it is in front of you in a printed form. So you have to really salute and prostrate all those great chain of saints and rishis who sustain this knowledge, that it is available in front of me. Okay, you have to really have lot of gratitude and bhakti for those people. Now, what Bhagavan Vedavyasa said? He says that the relationship of your point will be wrong because the words were already existing and words are nitya. And therefore, when nitya words are there, so there is no question that Vedas will become apramanyam because words are never diminishing. To this Purupaksh said, but sir, I have an objection. If Indra is no more, what is the meaning of that word? If Indra is not existing, what is the meaning of that word? So, to this point, if you remember, he gave a point here. He said there is something called jati and something called vyakti. Yesterday's point. Yesterday's point was when I say, when you tell to the boy, this is tree or this is chair, he is referring to general, in general tree, in general chair. He has known all chairs that anything with this shape will be called a chair. There are millions of chairs, but now he can recognize that this is called a chair. He need not be introduced to every chair of the world. He has known all the chairs, that this particular shape which has 4 legs, which has a back, this shape is called a chair. And there is possibility here millions of chair, variety can be there. But chair jati he knew. Cow jati, by the cow word, cow, generic term of cow has been told. I hope you are clear on this point. But when you say bring that chair, it is not a jati chair, it is a vyakti, personalized, particular chair is there. When you say man, this is a man, the generic word is there. But when you say, no, that man is good, then it becomes a particular man. I hope you are clear. Similarly, Indra, particular Indra dies, but Indraness does not die. Indrahood does not die. And therefore, there will always be object existing with respect to the word. So, ataha prabhavat. So, the object and object has come from the eternal word. So, from eternal word, eternal object is always existing and therefore their relation is eternal. I hope this is clear. Then what is creation? From that jati, from that concept, something is materialized. This is called creation. The concept was already existing. Only thing it has been materialized. And therefore I always say one point, that there is no knowledge which is new knowledge. Lot of knowledge is, they say, 100 years back, this subject was not existing. New subjects are coming up. No. New subjects are manifesting. That was already there. Penicillin was existing before its discovery. Discovery is a good word. Something was covered only. Somebody took away the lid. Therefore, it is called discovery. Aeroplane was already existing, Pushpak Viman, and many places the mention of aeroplane is in the Vedas. Rocket, aeroplane, they were already existing in a potential form. It was not in a particularly expressed form, but this was existing. Okay. Test tube baby. IVF, what is it called? Something like that. Test tube baby is there. A test tube baby was already existing. This procedure through which you can have baby through test tube was already existing. You know the test tube baby? You don't know? Test tube baby, very common nowadays. That thing was not new. Or surrogate baby, this was already existing. So concept is eternal. Expression is impermanent. Man came up, but manness was already eternal. And that had come from Atahash Prabhavat. And this has come from Atah means Shabdat. You should see immediately. Why should you take time? Atah means from the words it expressed. How do you know? Pratyaksh anumanabhyam. Pratyaksh means? What is the meaning of pratyaksh? Pratyaksh, I told yesterday. Huh? You all don't see your books. Huh? Shruti. Why pratyaksh and Shruti? Because both are nirapeksh pramana. Both don't need any other proof. And anuman means smriti. Sitting won't help you. Please come prepared. You all open the book here only, not in the room. Room, it is all closed. And you will see me. That won't help you. So, the anuman means smriti. Why? Because anuman is paratantra. So, this is said in the Shruti and Smriti. Now the question arose, where it is said now? So now Bhashyakar is quoting. This is Bhashyakar's word. Vedvyas Bhagwan said, no, it is said here. But where it is said will be said by Bhashyakar. So Bhashyakar is, many he has said. I will show few only. You can open the page 322. 322. So, Bhuhu Saha Taitri Brahman, it is said. See, page 323 rather. First paragraph, last. Sa bhuriti vyaharan sa bhumim asrujat. Taitri Brahman 2.2.42. Sa bhu iti vyaharat. He pronounced the word bhuhu. And when he uttered the word bhu, then what happens? Bhumi masrijat. Then bhumi came. Bhumi means earth came. This is Shruti Pramana. And what is Smriti Pramana? Second line of the same page. Nam rupam cha bhutanam karmanam cha pravartanam. Veda shabdebhya evado nirmame samaheshwaraha. Samaheshwaraha, that Ishwar. Maheshwar means that Ishwar. Veda shabdebhya. Which vibhakti? Shabdebhya. Fifth. From the words of the Veda, nirmame. Nirmame means he created. He created from the words of Vedas. He created. What he created? Nam rupam cha bhutanam. He created lot of names and form. So from the words which was already existing word, not a new word. There's a difference between Paurusha word and Aparusha word. What word we create is a new word, as if. New name I gave to some object, I gave a name. And his name will go away after some time. His name will go away. And sometimes two people have the same name also. In our class when we are studying, sometimes two boys, supposing one has Rakesh Kumar, other is Rakesh Singh. two are there. Sometimes two Rakesh Singh were there. Sometimes three. So they were doing 1, 2, 3 name. Rakesh Singh 1, Rakesh Singh 2, Rakesh. Very confusing otherwise. When you check the marks, then whose number is there? So Shruti and Smriti, Praman has been given. I hope you are clear now. So what is the final conclusion? What is the final meaning of the sutra? You underline that. So Nam, Rupam, Cha, Bhutanam. This is one quote. And this you underline that. This is Manusmriti, see 1.21. Just see the brilliance of Bhashyakar. He picks up the quote from Manusmriti. That means how wide is his, extensive is his study. I don't know, you have seen also, not Manusmriti. So, how extensive is this study? And here he quotes Sabhumi Bhuri. Bhuhu iti vyaharan. Second line from the bottom. Underline that also. Tetri Brahman. First paragraph, second line from the bottom. Now, I'll conclude the sutra. Final meaning of the sutra is, let me conclude. Purupaksh says, there is a contradiction with regard to Veda's validity if Devas are embodied. This is the Purupaksh. What is the answer given? Supposing such objection is raised, it is not valid. Why? Because whole creation has come from Nitya Shabda, eternal word. Not the word which was made. Because there is a outpattikam sambandham. There is a permanent relationship of the permanent word with the permanent object. This is outpattikam sambandha. And what about human being? Impermanent relationship of the impermanent word with the impermanent object. This is our, and therefore our words are not the proof. But those words are Nitya Shabda. Okay. How? Because this is revealed by the Shruti and Smriti Praman. This completes the sutra. But don't be happy, because there is a lot of objections which has been raised on this point. Let us now go to the objection aspect. What is the objection? Is it clear now? So, sutra is covered. Now you will see some objections. Now Purupaksh came. He said, sir, I have a lot of problem in what you said. Yes, we'll have that. I'll answer that. He said, Ataha Prabhavat. You said that the word is born out of eternal Shabd. World, not word. World is born out of eternal words. When you speak, you should speak clearly. World is born out of eternal words. Not world is born to world. Don't say. Some people speak very fast. And in fast speaking, you wobble. You start wobbling. Go very slowly, you speak. Okay. He said, have you forgotten the very first sutra? No, I have not forgotten. Janmadhyasya yataha. Whole world is born out of Brahman. Oh, you remember that? Of course. I don't forget. You said the whole world has been born out of Brahman. And now you are saying that whole world is born out of Nitya Shabda, or eternal words. Which shall I consider true? That one or this one? Oh, you are catching me. You are catching the bull by its horn. Yes. You said the whole world is born out of the Brahman in the very first sutra. And now you have the audacity and to just turn totally around. I have recorded everything, so you cannot say, no, I did not say. It is written, recorded, everything is in picture, it is in video, it is in audio, it is in written matter, printed matter. Moment you show video, it is very authentic. It becomes authentic proof. Although there are fake videos also are being made. Fake videos. So don't trust a video. So there are, when the police takes, the video is not called evidence. So they give to another department is there. They will test whether this video is fake. They can make anything. Head is somebody, bottom is somebody else. This technology has grown so much, you can easily put some Photoshop, you can play around with anybody's picture, anybody's videos. So be very careful. Don't just believe. Okay. So you said that the world has come from the word. Earlier you had told world has come from the Brahman. Why you are contradicting yourself? Is it I am not contradicting myself? There I had told that Brahman is the Upadan Karan, material cause of the entire creation. And here Shabd refers to Nimitta Karan or the efficient cause. And therefore there is no contradiction at all. Oh, again can you say? Yes, again I'll say. I said earlier that world's Upadan Karan or the material cause is the Brahman. And now I am saying the efficient cause is the Shabda. Which Shabda? Artha Sahit Nitya Shabda. That word which is existing along with its meaning. That is the efficient cause. Because to make anything, you need an efficient cause and the material cause. If you have to make, supposing you have to make a pot. So to make a pot, the material cause is the mud and the efficient cause is the potter. So potter uses the mud and the pot comes out. Right? Yes. Body is there. So efficient cause which made the body is? What made the body? Efficient cause? Huh? Oh, hello? Efficient cause. Karma. Karma, not foot of karma. The karma gives the. How will you define efficient cause? Anybody? No, how will you define it? So many times I have said. How will you define efficient cause? No. Good. That which gives shape. And how to define material cause? On which the particular form goes back, that is called the material cause. Like the pot goes back into the mud, that is a material cause. Our body goes back into the 5 element, that is a material cause. But what gives shape to the body is the karma. Somebody became this man, somebody became woman, somebody became animal, somebody became human, man, devatas. So that is, don't forget these things. So that is called the efficient cause. Okay. So world has come from Brahman. So world is the material cause. And he is saying, who? Bhashyakar. Bhashyakar is saying that the efficient cause of the world is the Nitya Shabda. Which Shabda? Nitya Artha Sahit Shabda. So therefore there is no problem. What I said was this. Now Purupaksh said, he said, first, I still am not able to stomach what you are saying. I am not able to digest. Why? Because you all the time say that Brahman is the abhinna nimitta upadan karan, Brahman is the efficient cause, and Brahman is the upadan karan. Now slowly and very slyfully, you have twisted yourself. Now you said material cause is Brahman and efficient cause is word. Please don't deviate from your own statement, which you so loudly claim when you give the example of a spider. Spider webs यथोर्णनाभि सृजते गृह्णते च यथा पृथिव्याम ओषधय संभवन्ति यथा सता पुरुषात् केशलोमानि तथा अक्षरात् संभवति विश्वम. विश्व उपनिषद मुंडक. तपसा चीयते ब्रह्म ततोन्नम अभिजायते अन्नात् प्राण मन सत्यम लोका कर्म सुचामृतम. यह सर्वज्ञः सर्ववित् यस्य ज्ञानमयं तपः तस्मादे तद ब्रह्म नाम रूपम अन्नम च जायते. मुंडकोपनिषद is there. Now how will you answer my question? I will answer it. Why you are thinking I don't have answer? I have the answer. What is your answer? Can you tell it? Of course, I will tell it. Why are you sitting here? We will definitely tell it. Now be very, very careful. These beautiful arguments you will not get so easily. And these things, I am very fascinated because these things troubled me a lot. So when I read Brahma Sutra and I heard, it was so joyful. If some answer was troubling you, not getting, and when you get it, you have another joy. And if you don't have answer, then you get there is no problem. It's information. So these things had intrigued me for a long time. So Brahma Sutra gave a lot of answers which were somewhere not, I will not able to get it from other places. Now he says, he means Bhashyakar says, please get my point, my dear. Nitya Shabd and Nitya Arth do not exist separate from Brahman. Well, again say, what did you say? Eternal words and eternal meanings of those words do not exist separate from the Brahman. And this existence of eternal word and eternal meaning of that word is what is called as Sarvajñatvam, omniscient. Omniscience. This is called omniscience. Can we elaborate it? Of course. Definitely I'll elaborate. Definitely I will elaborate that. When I say omniscience word, omniscience means what? That Ishwar has all the words and the corresponding meaning of that word in his mind. Okay. The pure Brahman is not a creator. The Brahman, along with the eternal words which exist and eternal meaning of that word which will exist, this Brahman along with these two things is called Ishvara. Okay? Understood. And that which contains all the words is called That which contains all the words is called, right? That which only word. That set of things which contains all the word is called Vedas. Not giving any answer today. So Ved is supposed to be the breath of the Ishwar. Why breath? Because through that breath you know the person is existing. Nishwasitasya yasya veda. Okay. So what happened is during the creation, eternal word and eternal meaning of the word is created or not created. During the creation, eternal word and eternal meaning of the word is created or not created. No, it is not created. Huh? It is good. It is already there. Wow, Manna bhai gave the answer. Very good. Well done. Right answer. It is already there. Eternal word and eternal meaning of the word is already there in Ishwar's mind. It is only manifested. It is only brought out. Very good. This, what is brought out is called Vyakti, manifestation. And Bhashikar illustrates, he says this is not in the case of Ishwar only. Potter is there, potter. So potter knows there's a shape, in his mind he knows this is called pot. So word called pot and the shape of the word called pot, a particular round shape is there. He has not made that. He knows this is called pot. The word pot and the shape of the word pot is already existing in his mind. He only manifests it at a particular place and time for everybody to see. Yes. So pot has not come out new. Pot was already existing in the unmanifest form in his mind. I hope you are. So he has got the pot knowledge and word. And the word pot was in his mind. Object existing with the word was in his mind. In relation, he only brought it out. Similarly, what similarly? Ghat arth, ghat shabd and ghat sambandh. All three were existing in his mind. Very much existing. Only he needs outer things to manifest it. He needs something outer. He said, okay, give me the mud, give me the place to make the pot. Give me the wheel and the stick. I'll make the pot. And with that knowledge, he brings out the pot within some time and in space. So manifestation of that knowledge in time and space is called creation of the pot. Actually, pot was already existing in some form. Okay, understood. Now what you want to say? I want to say that Ishwar, in Ishwar, all the world, which world? This world. Prithvi, Surya, Chandrama, Akash, Agni, Jal, Stri, Purush, Devatas, Rakshasas, Sarp, Nag, snake, bull, cow, elephant, bird, chimpanzee, crocodile, richness, money, gold, silver, and millions of things. Word and the corresponding object was already existing. Okay. So the name was already existing. And the form in the form of jati, not a particular one. Generic term was already existing. Camelness was existing. Particular camel was brought later on. Manness was existing. Particular man was brought later on. Universal was existing. Something was existing. Particulars were brought later on. We generally talk also, I will tell you how to do the work. Details we can see later on. Use such expressions sometimes. He said, we'll get how to get the ashram done. Details we'll talk about later on. So main thing, concept, how we are going to proceed, we'll tell you. We'll collect this much of money, we'll collect this. Details means how you will be really bring it, who will be the architect, who will be contractor, how will you start, which day will you start the work. This is called details. Details will work out. So there is no contradiction between first and second. Bhashyakara. There I said the Brahman is the Upadan Karan. And Nimitta Karan means efficient cause. But there is no contradiction in that too. Got my point? There is no contradiction. Pure Brahman does not make, because pure Brahman is non-modified. Brahman conditioned by this Maya, which is of the nature of world and its name, this is called the Nimitta Karan. Okay. Oh. I have more questions regarding that. How from the word it comes out? This is the beauty of Brahma Sutra. He elaborates, and such a 5, 6 pages commentaries on these topics. I'm just telling what is already there. I'm not talking anything out of my own. That we'll see tomorrow. Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namah. Hari Om.